think when we look at this Patriots Jets game, it went exactly how we expected it to go. I don't think that anybody expected it to go any different than how it went. Um, we didn't expect the Jets to win. They weren't supposed to win. The Patriots were supposed to win. It was a win the Patriots needed. Uh, the Jets, I don't know what's going on with them. Zach Wilson's just not the answer, and it shouldn't be that much of a perceived drop off from Zach Wilson to this team now. Now, last year I thought they were a fraud. If you feel like you have a team that's ready, that team that was built for Aaron Rodgers, you want to bring in a guy that's like Aaron Rodgers. And I think you need to bring in Brady. You need to bring in Brady or take Matt Ryan out the booth. Because Zach Wilson is not the answer. He continues to hold the ball on too long. He's not making the throws he needs to make out the backfield. I can always assess how established a quarterback is by how often they hit the running back out the backfield. When you throw the ball 36 times, I would expect more from your running backs, not other than, it's like 5 catches. I would expect more out of them. More throws, more checkdowns. When I see that, I also know that they're not passing for a lot because they have a lot of incompletions. So a lot of incompletions because a lot of incompletions downfield. He didn't throw an interception. He did get sacked 3 times for holding the ball on too long. The running game was just non-existent. I think they tried, right? They tried to run the ball. I don't think that was a problem. And when you have a team that has, 21 carries, you're trying to run the ball. You're trying to control the game. The game was fairly close, and you look at that last play, the last Hail Mary. On that last play, I think that they had a lot going for them, that the PI call, all these things, but the Jets have to find a way to win. If you feel like your team is ready or on the verge or on the crest of being a playoff contending team, something needs to happen, because right now you're not trending well. On the Patriots side, I think that you want more out of Mac Jones. Mac Jones he's not giving you that that you want, right? Mac Jones is not giving you that. He's not giving you that elite quarterback presence that you simply drafted him for. 15 for pretty much 50%, 15 for 29, 201, 1 touchdown. No, he's not working with the best receivers. It may be the offense. Farrell Brown is your top receiver. Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker, not bad options, but fair options. But they won the game how Belichick won to win the game. They won the game on the ground. You rush the ball 40 times, right? You're controlling line of scrimmage. You're going to win. So Zeke 16 for 80. Ramondre Stevenson 19 for 59. DeMar Douglas 1 for 5. So you're winning the game of how you want to. You're winning the game how Belichick would like to win the game. You talk about him, loving the history of football, smash mouth football. That's essentially how you win the game. Want to win the game. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's got to be having more of a presence as well too. You can't just have one catch for 5 yards. His fall off is huge. Mike Gesicki, I will applaud Mac Jones for hitting multiple receivers. You expect him to hit more plays downfield with the amount of times you run the ball. I think we should see a little. We did see play action, but a lot more play action if you're being that successful on the ground. But when you look ahead for both of these teams, I think the Patriots probably have one of the tougher schedules. The Patriots, of course, lost to Philadelphia, but they have the Cowboys, the Saints, the Raiders, the Bills, the Steelers, the Bills again, and then they have a tough schedule, and it's not bad. It's winnable, right? You have the Cowboys game, which is winnable. You have the Saints game, which is winnable. The Raiders game, which is winnable, right? The Bills game, which I believe is winnable based off of what we've seen this year. There's no one completely dominant on their roster that they can't, that isn't. Isn't a team on the roster that isn't beatable from what I personally see. I'm not sure what's happening, but I do think they have to find a way to get the receiver they drafted, Kayshon Boutte, involved. I'm not sure why he's not involved as much, but finding a way to get him involved, I think he can be one of those explosive players to add another dynamic to the defense. So it means the offense. I think they should find ways to get him involved in the offense. Maybe move him up the roster. You have three guys that are like supposed to be, Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Power, and Kendrick Bourne, but they're not really producing the way you want to produce. Kendrick Bourne is probably the best complete receiver out of that group. When it comes to route running, finding spots in the zone, taking the ball deep, even over Juju Smith-Schuster. But finding a way for him to get for Butte to get involved, I think will add some explosiveness. For the Jets, I'm not sure where you go from here. You have the Chiefs next, you have the Broncos, and you got the Eagles. It's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty for you. And you got New York Giants, of course. The game. Then you have the Chargers on your roster, the Bills. These are games where the Dolphins twice. It's not looking good for the Jets. And everyone hyped them up last year, and I was like, calm down. Calm down. It's still early, and we saw what happened. But yeah, I mean, your schedule's not looking good. You gotta find ways to win the game differently than when you're winning. You have to. I don't know if it's play call on the quarterback or whatever, but whatever's happening in New York, it's not working. You can't change the offense now, but you have to find the plays that work for Zach Wilson and then lean on those plays. Because if you don't, it's gonna look like it looked today, yesterday, like night in, night out. So day in, day out. So you have to change something that make it work. You have to change something.